friend, Mr. Larry Pryor. How you been?
I'm doing well. My friend, Mr. Lee Hampton.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes, sir.
always a pleasure talking to you.
The feeling is mutual.
Yes,
the feeling
sir.
is mutual.
Yes,
You're
sir.
one of the bright, prideful spots of the Jackson community.
But thank you. I appreciate that, Lee.
So tell us a little bit about yourself as we began, your family. You're from Jackson, you're not. Do you have family? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, most of my family is born and raised in Jackson. You know, I'm 66, so I went to McCulloch, Parkside, Frost. You know, I'm just a Jackson native.
Where did y'all grow up at? What side of town?
The south side of town.
South side of town?
Yeah, I grew up on Martin Street. That's the only street I ever known in my life.
The legendary Pryor family.
Yes.
And your father, man, he's just an icon.
Yeah,
selling his material, his fruit and vegetables. And how long has he been doing that?
A lot of people don't know. My father has been set up in Hammond Hardware parking lot since I was 10 years old.
Wow.
You know, and that's all he did. He went from a little Cub Cadet tractor, you know, plowing the garden one line at a time, and then people in Jackson started having them plow theirs.
Wow.
Then he ended up buying a bigger tractor.
I've seen it.
Yeah, so he was the man that installed our work ethic in us. My brother is a painter in Atlanta now.
Very familiar with Willis, absolutely.
My sister Regina.
Come on.
She's been painting in Lansing. It's Andrew's painting.
Come on.
And I tell you, she has been doing a lot. I don't know if you're familiar with St. Kofa School up there.
Okay.
Okay. She painted the whole inside of the school.
Wow.
She's been up on Lake Michigan painting for, I mean, my dad, he put a work ethic in his children, and it's undeniable. We work hard. We earn ours.
It sounds not just a work ethic, but an entrepreneurial spirit, because each one of you kind of doing your own thing.
We are doing it independently.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So Pryors don't really believe in punching clocks. You got to do your own clock.
No, I tell you what, I don't talk against a clock, because I punched the clock at General Motors for 12 years.
Oh,
Okay, but that's to get me from one.
That's right.
It was a lever
Gotcha.
to help me get to where I wanted to go.
I got you.
Yeah, so position yourself. If that job positions you to get to the next step, work that job.
Amen.
Don't quit when you're not ready.
I got you. Hey, tell us a little bit about your business, its name, its location, what services does it provide?
Well, it started out Willis Pryor Fine Food.
Okay.
You know, I used my dad's name because everybody in Jackson knew my dad, so
That's
I was trying to ride that wave.
Oh yeah.
Okay, eventually we changed it to Pryor's Barbecue House.
Okay.
Well, no, at first we had a restaurant over on the east side.
I remember.
And we was over there from, I think it was 08 to right at the end of 10. We was there for almost 3 years.
Wow. Gotcha.
And it was out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
Okay, it was an Elm Plating right in that same area. It used to be Rita's or Zoa's.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we had to, when the lease was up, we gave the man his keys, said thank you.
Wow.
But we can't make it just paying rent, consumers, and the help.
Wow.
We had to make money, but we didn't quit.
That's right.
So we, after we closed that down, I opened a concession stand next to your brother Basil's his barbershop.
Yeah.
And I sat there for 3 years. And in the winter, we never closed. We were up there selling $1 hamburger, $1 hot dogs, $1 fries, and everybody was coming down there grabbing them, because who's giving that type of deal?
Exactly.
Okay. And then Ron Warrensley ended up selling it to Jimmy Williams. And so I talked to Don White. I said, look, I don't have any place to put my trailer up. And he said, well, I got a spot down here on Prospect. You can sit there as long as you want, but you know the building is for sale. So if
Mr. White.
Yes, Mr. Don and Lucy White.
Oh, yeah. White Chicken used to be.
Yes, White Chicken was here.
Yeah.
And get this, 35 years ago, my wife was a manager here at this White's for 8 years.
Wow.
And she told me, she said, one day I'm gonna own this place.
Come on, and she's owning it.
She didn't know how she was gonna own it. It came by way of one of my friends, you know, because we struggled.
Gotcha.
You know, but we got there.
So what was the vision behind you starting this business?
Well, a long time ago, 30 plus years ago, we started traveling with the carnival circuit. We would set up, we've been at the Jackson County Fair for 27 years.
Wow.
Okay. And the only reason we were there last year is because of COVID.
Yeah.
But we traveled to Muskegon, Port Huron, River Rouge, Adrian. We had a Michigan route
Yeah.
that we did for years. And then after we got done with the Michigan route, I would leave from Troy and go to Noonan, Georgia. And I would do Noonan, Griffin, Swainsboro, it's several, Jonesville.
Yeah.
It's so many, Cordele. It's so many little spots down in Georgia. They're 30 or 40 miles apart.
Right.
Be 10 days one place, 10 days another. Then I go to Orlando, Florida, and we would do this Central Fair.
So not far from Disney World.
No.
Yeah.
If you go down about 5 miles and get on I-4 and go west,
Right.
east,
Right.
you'd be right there.
Right. Got you. Tell me a little bit about your success here and the growth. How's it been?
It has been phenomenal.
Wow.
Yep. I'm talking about, but I mean, we put out a good product.
Yep.
But when we did the Hot Air Jubilee, the Civil War Muster, the Carp Carnival, the Jackson Fair, the Rose Festival, we participated in all of these areas for, 20 some odd years.
Right.
So we built a customer base before we were ever set up here. So people already knew about us.
Yeah.
So that was key right there. And a lot of people don't get that
Right.
that jump start.
Right.
So we already had a head start before we
How did COVID affect you all? Did it?
COVID didn't affect us as much as they did some of the others.
Got you.
I don't know if you know Dave with Devon's Catering. He works out at the Commonwealth.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David came down here because him and his wife come and get the catfish.
Oh, got you.
And he said, Larry, he says, I don't know how you figured it out, but you was the only one ready for this.
Wow. Drive-through.
Yes.
Got you.
Yep.
You.
So
I know. I'm thinking of Matt. Matt used to do
No.
for consumers.
uh-huh,
Got
yeah.
you. With the drive-through really helped
The
you all out.
drive-through was the key.
Wow.
But who saw this
Got you.
coming?
I got you.
And now everybody, Chuck over at House of Tacos, he's doing all 100% drive-through.
Got
It's
you.
a lot of people that are switching over to what we are doing.
We know that being a small business owner takes a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice. I've seen you up many mornings heading out to Sam's and Gordon's, coming back, and I've seen you late in the evening setting everything down, prepping for tomorrow. So there's a lot of sacrifices, but there's a lot of rewards. Tell us some of the rewards of being your own business owner, and also as it pertains to being a Black business owner in Jackson.
It feels good to be a Black business owner and to be able to call your own shots. But you can appreciate not being able to do that for years. See, we didn't have access to make those type of choices. Like, we haven't opened on a Monday in over a year. I would have never tried that 10 years ago. I'm gonna work every second, every minute,
Wow.
but where it's done loosened up on us,
Right.
where the pressure is coming down, it's kind of easing off of us.
Gotcha.
And so now we can make the choice. Well, I'm not gonna open on Monday and may not open on Tuesday, but we're gonna be here Wednesday through Sunday for sure.
Even though you're taking that Monday off, you still got your title, the hardest working businessman in Jackson.
Yeah.
I've seen you snow 7 days a week, snowstorms, shoveling the stuff out.
Hey Lee, before we got a snowblower, we had a concession stand out here in this parking lot. It's sat out there for 9 years.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I built this little thing on the side of it, but every morning when we had the polar vortex,
Yeah.
I didn't have a snowplow truck yet. So I get out here 2 hours before and plow the snow with the snowblower
Wow.
and just get it ready
Wow.
to sell $1 burger.
Wow.
But I never would stop when people said, look at that fool out there. But they didn't have any idea. I had no more choices. I'm already an old man.
Right.
So if I don't go head on and put the work in right now, who's going to put it in for me?
And look where you at today.
Yes.
Look where you at today.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I thank God
That's right.
because he put it in me. He put that drive, in my heart. And I got a passion for this.
What example you've been to so many young Black boys and girls to be able to drive down Prospect Street, drive down Francis Street when you were there, and see, there's Mr. Pryor. He's working hard. He's up in the morning. He is a beacon and an example for our whole community.
Several of them come down and tell me on a regular basis, Mr. Pryor, I don't know how you did it. I'm proud. I mean, it's kids. I mean,
Right.
they probably don't even know. I mean, it does feel good
Right.
to hear them say this to you,
Right.
but you inspire me, Mr. Pryor.
Mm.
You know, I'm getting out the game, Mr.
Right.
Pryor. Yeah, I'm like,
Right.
I understand. I just.
You are an inspiration to a lot of young entrepreneurs in the Jackson community. What advice would you give them if they desired to maybe start their own business?
You know, I tell several places, like Ray Rob,
Yeah.
we talk all the time. And even when he was trying to get started, you know, I told him, he says, what do we need to do? First, you got to make sure that you get right with the health department.
Yeah.
Get all your permits and everything, so
Yeah.
so can't nobody come and shut you down.
Yeah.
And you good to go.
Yeah.
But go out there and don't be boastful. You know, be humble.
Yeah.
Ask for advice.
Yeah.
Take it and use it to your benefit.
Excellent. Excellent.
And that's what I did.
What challenges have you faced?
A challenge that I faced was trying to get financing to pull this off.
Wow.
See, most of us don't have, I mean, I went to different institutions and I tried to get, you know, financing, and nobody could see my vision. I mean, even though we were making money,
Right.
you know, your track record is, you know, you gotta build a track record. I said, what other type of track record can I have? I've worked for years. You saw me when you were walking through the fairgrounds, when you were walking through the carp carnival. You saw me.
That's right.
I mean, most people that are in the banks, most of them are local.
Right. They know you.
It's not a secret.
Right. Right.
You know, and so I ended up, when the city had all of these obstacles about changing the siding and having to put in a parking lot, who has that type of financing?
Wow. Wow.
I don't know anybody that has it, not that's black.
Right. Right.
To me,
Right.
you know, and so what I had to do is I had a personal friend. He's wealthy.
Yeah.
I shared my idea with him. He come over and took a look at the place. He said, let's do this
Wow.
on a handshake.
Wow.
Who does this?
Right. Wow.
So
That's
I'm
it.
like, but
That's it.
okay, now how many of my associates
Wow.
have that friend?
Right. Right.
You know, we need a bank to
That's
take a chance on us. You know, I mean, not throw their money away.
Right.
You know, you look at you and see that you got a good business plan, you're solid, you're making some money.
Right.
You know, but we have to have, because some of these people that come up, they don't have the capital, just like I didn't have the capital.
Gotcha. As far as the city, the chamber, the county, the enterprise, what more could they do if they genuinely want to help more black businesses get up and go in economic development in the black community? What advice would you give them?
I don't know what type of funding, resources, grants, you know, that
Right.
they could, you know, if somebody come down to the city and talk to one of the city leaders
Right.
and say, I'm trying to do this, what can you do to help me? Most of them get, like they done me,
Right. Right.
you know, so I don't think there's a lot of compassion down there for the poor or the ones that are hungry, because you got some people that are really hungry trying to get their business off the ground, and then they get depressed because I have no options, and we need capital to pull this off. And now today I'm making a choice on what bank that I want to deal with. See, before I didn't have that option.
Wow. Wow.
So now I'll go to this one, and they're selling me. Okay,
Right.
well we can do this for you, Mr. Pryor. Now I'm Mr. Pryor.
Wow. Gotcha.
But where were you 10
Right.
years ago when I
Right.
was broke?
Gotcha.
You
Gotcha.
know, so it hurts.
Gotcha. Yeah.
It hurts.
How have your connection been with the chamber?
The chamber is good.
Okay.
Tim Booth, he helped me because I didn't have a lot of time. It was one of those loans.
Yeah.
And I went down there, I told him I was stuck and I did not get the paperwork filled out right. He says, well, Larry, come in my office, let me help you. So I sat down with him and put all of my information in, and he said, well, we're going to sit in this queue for like 10 or 12 hours. I said, Tim, can you sit in the queue? He says, I got you.
Wow.
He said,
Gotcha.
I'll sit in the queue for you.
Gotcha.
We were talking at 9 o'clock. He got out of the queue like 8 or 9 o'clock that night.
Wow.
Okay?
Gotcha.
But he did it for me.
Wow. Yep.
And I appreciate that.
Excellent. Craig Hatch from the Chamber said they're interested in collaborating with black leaders and black business owners to figure out ways to even increase it. So it's good that the Chamber is making good.
The NAACP and the Chamber merged.
Yeah.
Okay, and so they let us continue by coming in at a reduced rate.
Excellent, excellent.
So
excellent.
that did help, and then you get to be, on their website, and it's a lot of different connections
Generate
that come
a little
along.
business.
Absolutely.
What about the city? The city has great intentions. They want to beautify Jackson, and they want to make sure that streetscape, landscape is all unified to certain codes and stuff. What are your thoughts with that whole initiative, and how does it impact you? How did it impact you, or does it? Or
It
what advice
impacted
would you
me greatly, because if I didn't have my friend, you and I wouldn't be sitting here talking
Wow.
right now. Because I didn't have, when I talked to one of the city leaders,
Right.
they call those driveways cutouts. The leader said, those cutouts are going to cost you $20,000 each. I got 4 of them. That's 80 grand. I'm like, but in my mind, you wouldn't have said that to somebody that has some money.
Wow.
I got offended,
Wow.
you know.
I got you.
But I end up coming back down with my plans,
Right.
and when I explained to you earlier, my
Right.
friend had already, backed that, so it was nothing. Once the ball got rolling,
Gotcha.
it was nothing they could do to stop it.
Gotcha. As we transition now, what's the future of Pryor's Barbecue House? What's the future look like? What are the future plans?
I got a plan that it's been in works for probably a couple of years now, and I haven't been able to pull the trigger on it because of all of the people that are not working or not willing to work because they're getting all of this free money. But I'm going to start selling hand-dip ice cream soon, but I can't pull the trigger yet because we're not staffed right.
Gotcha.
But once we get somebody that we know that is going to be here, going to work hard, we're going to pay them right, then we'll go ahead and pull the trigger to get the ice cream going.
Gotcha.
But that is the future of Pryor's,
Gotcha.
and that is a big deal. I would like to start yesterday,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
but we're already at our limit. The capacity of what my wife and I can put out that window, we're maxed out.
Gotcha.
So I can't put that on our plate yet
Gotcha.
because it would be too much. It'd be too overwhelming.
In honor of Juneteenth, looking at black-owned businesses in Jackson, one of the best. Mr. Larry Pryor, thank you for the example you are in Jackson. Thank you for the great products that you produce, such as the cheesecake. Cheesesteak, which is one of the best in Jackson. Also, my wife's favorite, the catfish, the mac and cheese, the greens, the rib tips, the sweet potato pie.
Oh, see, that's my mom's recipe, but I can't take credit for any of the sides because my wife makes all of those.
Gotcha. Well, listen, anybody that wants to come and do business here, when are you open? How could they come down? Where are you located?
We're open Tuesday from 11 until 9.
Okay.
Sunday is the only day we close at 8 o'clock.
Gotcha. So Tuesday through Sunday.
Tuesday through Sunday.
Mondays off.
Mondays off.
Gotcha.
And sometimes Tuesdays off.
Gotcha. You deserve it, my friend. You deserve it.
All right.
Thank you so much for being such a great beacon for the Jackson community.